Hello, so I'm working on the tarot for the first week of June. I'm using OBS Studio 31.0.3 for this recording. I went into, I don't know if it's going to let me do this, File and then Settings, and then I went into I think Video or Output, I think Output, and then no, I actually went to Video, didn't I? Let's have a look here. No, I did Output, didn't I? Where was it? Oh, down here it's not going to let me do this. But where it says recording format, I changed it to MP4 because it changes to its own format, and YouTube doesn't accept that format. So whatever. So here we go. I'm using this. Now I just want to show you what I'm doing. First of all, what I did is I used my phone, I drew all the cards and then took photographs of them. Now I'm resizing them. So I've got Photoshop and Premiere open. Premiere, what I did is I pulled in a photograph, but it was huge, and then when I shrunk it down to match the screen, it was all pixelated. So what I did is I went to the sequence and then I hit info at the top here, and it gave me the sequence's format. Video is 29.97 frames per second, so that's about 30 frames per second, at a ratio of 72 by 480. Now at the moment I don't know how to change that, so I'm just sticking at that because I had to change it before I open the project. Okay, so back to Photoshop. So what I'm doing now is I've got this in crop mode, and so I go to image, I go to image size. I'm looking for 480 by 720. 723 is okay, so I'll leave it. So this is Knight of Swords, so I'll say File. I think I've done this one already. Sorry. Save as Knight of Swords size. So I've done it already, so I'll cancel. Right. So that one's done, and so that's this one. It's all lit up. You see what's lit up here, and these are not lit up. So I'm going to go ahead and exit that. Next one. Now do Control 0. That's huge. And then we do image size, and then I'm going to do the width as 480 because I can mess around with the height hopefully, and then the 775. You know what I'm going to do? Forgotten what the height was. 720. So I'll do the height as 720. Shush. There we go. I'll do the height as 720. That's 446. Okay, so it needs to be a bit bigger, but I don't care. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't mind. I'd rather have it smaller than larger. So 46 and 72. Yep, there we go. So okay, and then Control 0, just so I can see it. It's all nice and wonderful. And then we do File, and then we do Save As, and then we do. I've forgotten what the card was, to tell the truth. This is the Death. Ooh. So it's 8. File, Save As, 8, AIGT8, Death, and then sized. Just so you know, just so I know that I've already sized this one for Premiere. Save, and then maximum. Okay. And then that's one highlight, so I'm going to exit that. Next one comes up is this one. So I want to tidy it up first. Okay, so it's all whatever, but I'll give it a bit of whatever, a little bit of slack. So we do image size, and then we're going to do 720. I said, I think it was. Let's see what that does. 720. I know there's a way of doing it, and you're probably yelling at me, going, "Oh, you're doing this all wrong." Control 0. Image size. 437. Okay, now I'm going to do it. I'm going to tidy it up a little bit. I'm going to bring it in here. It's going to think however. And then there should be a way of doing this. I know there's a way of doing this, but I just don't know how because I'm not very clever. Okay, so we do that, and then we do save that, and then image size. Change this to. I think I've changed this to 480. See what that does. 836, I can do that, so okay. and then Control minus to make it smaller. Then I can get rid of this guy. And I know there's a way of doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, I know there's a way to do it. I'm doing this the long way. I know it is. It's frustrating, but I just know it's okay. 760 by 480, and how much is it? What is it again? 40 by 720. So we're going to make that the height 720 by 480. Okay. So shrink it down a bit. So wink 760. Maybe get rid of the bottom here a little bit. It's about there. Oh, hello. And then file. Image, sorry. Size 730. You know what I will do? This is going to make that bigger, isn't it? So 730. Okay. So just take it about. Get rid of the mountain thing. There we go. Boom. And the image size 716. That works. Okay. Boink. And then we do file, save as 8 of pentacles, sized. Now I know I could do this as what they call it now. Okay, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to go back one. I'm going to go to Tarot Week 4. There's no pictures. What happened to the pictures for this? And this is under Weekly Tarot Read. Where did all the pictures go? So let me go to video maybe. Well, this is video. Video? Weekly Tarot Read. Week 4. Oh, this happened here. Oh, I mean I've got to move the thing, don't I? There we go. And then we do copy. And then we go back to, I put it in pictures, didn't I? Like a personage. And then we do Weekly Tarot Read. And then we do June Week 4. And then we do paste. There we go, we now have that. Then we go back one. And then we go ahead and, in fact what I'll do is, yeah, hang on. Blink. Then cut. And then I go to videos and put it in that one. I know it's crazy, isn't it? So you do this? Yes, it's crazy, isn't it? There we go. Boom. Try again. The action cannot be complete with follow files. Open another program or bollocks in. I'll do it later. So I'm back to Photoshop. So this has been saved out to Pentacles, so I can exit it. And I've got the last one. So this is the 4 of Pentacles. So I'm going to shrink the whole thing down a bit. Shut up. Okay. There we go. And I'm using a laptop with a stupid touchpad. It's not even divided, so you don't even know which is supposedly left or right. So width is 480, wasn't it? 715. That works. That's fine. Cool. And then oh, hang on. Then Control 0. 4 of Pentacles. Image. Sorry, file. Save as 4. Of Pentacles, sized. There we go, that's it done. Save. Okay. Right, that's that done. Now what? So we go to Premiere, and then what I do is I go File, Import, and then this is Galaxy. I don't want, no, this is Pictures, isn't it? Okay, there we go. So where is the? Oh, bollocks, isn't it? Oh, where is it? Where's it? Okay, good stuff. So I'm going to exit this. Bollocks. I'm going to go back to Photoshop. I'm going to do File, Open. I'm going to find that thing. Then we do Open. So we do image size, and then we do width is 480, 796, which means what I'll do is instead I'll do, this is 7, what is it? I'm sorry, I've got crappy memory, 720. So we do here, boink, and then we do 20, then 434, 480, boom, so that works. It's a bit blur, but I don't care. We do File. Then we do save as, and then we do, and where is it? Is it in week 4? What am I doing? I don't know. Okay, so what we're doing, I'm doing pictures, aren't I? This is my life, innit? And then we weekly tarot reads, and then we do June, blah blah blah. And then we should have everything, including, yeah, we do. So go to Premiere, go to File, go to Import, go to then everything that's not a number. So in fact, let's do it in order. 10 of wands. Do I have a 10 of wands here? 10 of wands? Yes, I do. 10 of wands. And the next card we have is the 4 of swords. Okay, 4 of swords. So I'm going to control this, I think. Yep, there it goes. Then I have death. Oh, you bastard. Okay, so let's do this again. So start with the 4 of swords. Is it 4 of swords? 4 of swords. Okay. Zoink. And then 10 of wands. I think 10 of wands was first, wasn't it? I don't know. Control this. Then death. Then 8 of pentacles. 4 of pentacles. And then Knight of Swords, and then also Tower of the thingy, and then we do open. Now what that should have done is it should have been all highlighted. I should have done the Tower of the thing first, but I can always move it. And then what I'm going to do, it's all highlighted, I grab it and then dump it. Oh, hello. Boom, there we go. And then hang on, so I think I did this backwards then. Okay, so we do here. The hell happened? Okay, then we do that one, right click it, then we do, where is it now? Scale to frame size, is it? There we go. That's weird because I went and did everything. So, what? Okay, good stuff. So, we do select all, and then we do this, and then we do all of them, hopefully, and then do scale to frame size. Do it again, scale to frame size, boom. There we go. So, everything's scale to frame size. But I didn't want to do that. That's really, really upsetting. Okay, so I'll do control end, if I can find what end is. Control end, is it? Douche? No, or alt end? No, no, that's just doing that. Control end. Why isn't it working? Shift end? Function end. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so then we do upper key, which is that, and then we do upper key. There we go. So I've got to remove this. So right click it, and then what I do is cut. Hang on, no, then I do backwards because I've got to freaking highlight this. And then I do X, highlight it, right click. Come on, right click. Why isn't it right clicking? This really annoys me. Ripple delete. And then we do function home. And then we do this. Come here, bastard. Ripple delete. No. Then we do edit. Paste insert. Blink. There we go. Then we do this. Right click. Ripple delete. So then we do up one. So we should have Tower of the Abyss followed by, I forgot which way it was. I think 4 of swords, and so down one. That is death. Death is wrong. It should be the 4 of swords, I think. So 4 of swords. Okay, so 4 of swords. then Control X, and then we do here, and then we do, how do you do ripple delete? Insert, then edit, paste insert, yes. So turn the rest on that, and then what's next? So we have 4 of swords followed by 10 of wands. So let's have a look for 10 of wands here. See, that by theory this should have all, where did it go? 10 of wands. Where's 10 of wands? 4 wands. Fucking A. Then 10 of wands. Then we do, where is it? Insert, I think it is. So 4 of swords, 10 of wands, death. Okay. 8 of pentacles. Then we have 4 of pentacles. Where is 4 of pentacles? There it is. No, that's 10 of wands. Got that already, so whatever. So we do 4 of pentacles, and then we do hang on, fuck off, excuse me French. Move back to here. See the gold line going around it. Up space, up key on the up key thingy. 4 of pentacles, right click on it, insert, boom. So 4 of pentacles is that, and then we finish with a Knight of Swords. So then I'd highlight this, right click it, and then ripple delete, gets rid of the space. 10 on to highlight it, Control X gets rid of it. So then we go down, up key to the end, and then we just make sure everything's all cool. So we have the Tower of the Abyss, then we go down arrow, 4 of swords, check. Down arrow, and that's not fitting. So then we do right click this, and then we do scale to frame size, 10 of wands, check. Then we do down key, sorry. Then it's death, yep, and then down key again. Then we have 8 of pentacles, yep, then down key again. Then we have 4 of pentacles, and down key again. We have Knight of Swords. And then what we do is, hang on, put 2 4 of pentacles. So we highlight this, right click it, and then just sorry, what is it? We can just do this. Wink, right click it till the top is dark purple. Control X and it's gone. I should have done ripple delete, and then ripple delete, boom, melt. And that's what we have as Knight of Swords. Correct. Then what we do is we go down 1, then we do go to where's text? Let's have a look here. Window, presumably. Capture type code. Nope. And then title. No. Title. That's the one I'm doing. New title. Default still. And then we do hedent, and then we do 72480 time based, I don't know. Okay, and then we do something, what else? Something that looks like Times New Roman. Is there a list? No, it's just styles. Okay, I'm probably missing something, because that's the kind of guy I am. So I'm looking for something. What about this? And then put it in the middle, and then just put pedant. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll grab it if it'll let me. Does this let me grab it? So I've got to go to arrow key, and then we grab hold of it, and then we move that into the center. And then we go to the text key, we highlight it, so double click, triple click, in fact, okay, so it's not doing that, so I'll just do the whole thing. And then let's look for something last thingy. So what's the first one look like? Yeah, that looks like whatever. And then what do I do is what's this here? Am I thinking something that I'm thinking? I think I may have found my thingy. So if I can find Times New Roman, because that's my favourite, don't care what anyone says, Times New Roman, bunk. There we go. And then size, and that's here, isn't it? Size? Is that size? Yep, it is. And so what I do is, if I've got an arrow, okay, don't, okay, go away. We'll do this, and then we'll make it bigger. Should let me make it bigger. Why isn't the arrow doing something? So call it 100. Think it didn't do anything, did it? 400. Nope, it didn't do anything. Oh no, no, no. Then step backwards, and then step backwards again, then step backwards again. Bollocks. What I've got to do is highlight this, don't I? Meow. Okay, come on, highlight everything. Oh, this keypad. It's just a square. It doesn't do anything. So if I do this, then I can increase the size. Yes, it does. Told you. A 99 will do. I don't want to jinx it. And go to this, and then just go and put it in the center. And we're done. Okie dokie. So we don't have to save it or anything, it's all good. Boom. Doosh. And then we do this. And then we do insert. Boom, for it's at the end. And what we do is we zoom in by grabbing hold of the bottom. Grab hold of the bottom of the video till you see these two lines, when it'll let me. And then pull it down. Meow. Nope, it didn't do what I wanted. It didn't do what I should have done. Okay, that way. Make it bigger. Yeah, there it goes. It makes it bigger. Then what I need to do is where this little arrow thing is. I'm going to put it kind of in the middle of. I'm going to put it about here. When you zoom in or zoom out, that is where it's going to use. That's what it's going to use as the center, and that's as far as it wants to go. Okay. Then I'm going to use the pen tool, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom. Right now, where are my glasses? I know how I wear glasses, don't I? There they are. Getting old, what have you, blah 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 blah. Okay, so there we go. So what I'm going to do is right at the beginning, we're going to put a dot where it says plus, and then I'm going to put a dot here. I'm going to go back to the first dot, in which I've got a little dot indicator. Grab hold of it by pressing the left mouse button and then dragging it down. And then what I'm going to do near the end is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a dot, and then at the end put a dot. Grab hold of that dot when you see the dot signify, and then drag it down to the end. Then I'm going to hit spacebar to play it, and did you see what it did? It faded and faded out, but very quickly, didn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to arrow key, I'm going to right click it, and then I'm going to do speed duration. And then at the moment it's at 7, I don't want it at 7, I want it, I'm going to do right, hang on, click it, go at the end, get rid of this, and then I'm going to put 02, colon, semicolon 00. So that'd be 2 seconds, I think. Okay, so up, arrow key, press play. Oh, that's way too. Oh, okay, there we go. So then what I'm going to do is, if I do a control minus, no, that doesn't work. So grab this little button, to make it smaller again. And then what I'm going to do is grab the button, because it didn't transfer the zoom. When I extended it, left it where it was. So then what I do is I grab hold of this and put it there like that. And then go upper key, press play, key dent, and gone. There we go, perfect. Right, now so dunk, and then we do file, then we do save as, and then we go to videos, then we go to weekly tarot read, and it's not there. So we go to pictures. Oh, this isn't going to work, is it? weekly tarot read, because this is where everything is. Mother freaker. June week 1, no items to match, and then just save it. It's already auto thingied, and then we hit save. Boom. Snoink. Now what do? We do an audio. So I'm going to go to Audacity. I'll do to this one. I think this is already saved. And then what is this? This is heartbeat, isn't it? So cancel. Press play. See what it is. That's tabla slow file. Say just say project. Moink. And then we do tabla slow. Save. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to exit this. Zoink. And I'm going to open it again. Doink. I'm going to open and close this one as well. I think this is saved. And then we open it again. Just the way that I do things. Right now, we're skipping this. And then we do audio setup. I don't know if we can actually do this at the same time. Microphone that. And then we hit record. And I don't know, can you hear me? Yes, you can. Stop. Rewind. Playback. And I don't know, can you hear me? Yes, you can. Okay, good stuff. Dunk. Then we do exit. So kind of get closer. Now I'm going to go down here and see if I'm peaking. I think I'm peaking. So I'm just going to drop the volume on Audacity on the because I've got to do this. I've got to get really close now. And I can't move my microphone because of the way it's situated, so I have to do this. So next what I do is I grab the book. Okay, go back to the beginning. And then grab me cards. And then we do this. We go to Four of Swords. So it's at the beginning. Go to swords in the kind of at the beginning. Four of Swords now. So Four of Swords. 4 swords rest on a rock wall. There is no sign of the night that possesses them, nor the battleground that required their presence. It is a picture of tranquility and calm. So much so that 2 small songbirds have decided to take refuge here. We can't tell if the swords have been used in bloody battle, or if they soon will be. Nevertheless, the message they carry is clear. It is a time for a complete and utter rest from the battle. The 4 of Swords is a good omen. The time has come for quiet preparation and retreat from the daily grind. It's a welcome and much needed respite that perhaps we've been putting off for a while. Often the best way to get relief from stress is to take the time to listen to your body. Heed the small voice that's calling you to consolidate your energy. We're so used to being in motion, to keeping active, whether it's in a job or at home, that we tend to forget that we are not invincible. Shifting our focus, cares and woes from the external world to the needs and wants of our inner world is important if any type of healing is to take place. Then I hit pause, okay? Because I'm going to turn pages. So the next one I'm going to turn to is the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is near the back, if I remember rightly. There it is. Wands, Knight of Wands, 8 of Wands, 10 of Wands. There we go. Hit pause again to start recording. Ten of Wands depicts a young boy carrying a large, heavy basket of wood on his back. His journey is not an easy one. The terrain is rocky, and the steep stairs make his task all the more toilsome. Still, he makes progress step by step at a slow, steady pace. While most tarot decks show this card from the back or in profile, I decided to draw the boy ascending towards the viewer to highlight even more his sheer exhaustion, and so that we might identify him more personally with him. The Ten of Wands hold challenges in store for those who receive it in their spread. It speaks of burdens and feeling the weight of heavy responsibilities. It may be that you have taken on too much commitment and overextended yourself. While each independent activity might be enjoyable, it is hard to enjoy any of them when you are exhausted from carrying too erroneous a load. In Other cases we may not have a choice as to the load we bear. Perhaps a job feels too demanding or overly taxing. Regardless of the specific source of your stress, the 10 of Wands warns you to be careful, as such burdensome responsibilities can have real impacts on your health. If at all possible, try to cut back on your activities. This is a card that reminds you to shift your focus and think more about yourself for a change. Pause. There we go, so we've got that. Next card I pick is Death. Ooh, Death is actually a good card. It's about change. So, Death I think is the Hangman. Yeah, I think it's 13, not 8. Sorry, my bad. I put it as 8, so it's 13. Death. There we go. And then we go and hit pause again. Death. She has walked the earth since the beginning of time. Her expression is pensive and solemn as she strolls up and down the annals of the earth. A tireless presence, unseen yet felt by all. She is Death, the bringer of change and transformation. She waits within the liminal state and hears a call of transmutation. Her roots dig deep into the creation itself. Her core is the endless night sky, where stars collapse and are reborn in an endless cycle that she calls home. She is the door that opens when all else closes. When the Death card makes its presence known in your spread, it rarely indicates the literal death of a loved one. This major arcana card is powerful indeed, typically depicting life-altering changes. It represents a very important ending in your life, but also the beginning of a new period in the metamorphic in this message. Through this process of change, you will need to shed those things that are no longer necessary in order to make room for new possibilities. It is sometimes said that the Death card does not signify an ending, but rather a transition. It bears much in common with an actual death, bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all. None of us is immune to it. Once it can come suddenly without warning. That is something we should remember when this card appears in your reading. It most certainly is not a card that takes its time. Death, or rather transformation, is an active process. There is nothing static about it. In these situations, it is wise not to get too attached to the things that are no longer suited for you. Very often, they will be washed away in the process of change. Okay, so that's Death. What we've got, 8 of Pentacles next, I think. And so Pentacles is in the back somewhere. 8 of Pentacles, after Swords, after Wands, after Cups. I think it's after Cups. Pentacles. And there we go, like 8 of Pentacles. There we go. 8 of Pentacles. The Master Mason is meticulously laying down his stones to erect a structure that will last hundreds or even thousands of years. He is in no rush. His goal is not haste but excellence. He must ensure that the stones are placed in such a way that the edifice he is constructing will endure. It has taken him a lifetime to master his craft. He approaches it as a calling. Just he was taught his trade by someone else, he will also pass down what he has learned when the time is right. The 8 of Pentacles is the card of work and industry. It also indicates the process of learning a trade or skill. This is the perfect card to get if you're considering further training, schooling, or education. Whatever your goals may be, know that hard work, diligence, and attention to detail will be needed. You will have to dedicate yourself tirelessly to this effort if it is to be succeeded. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, you needn't worry. It will feel less like a sacrifice and more like opportunity to shine. Okay, just pause on that. 2 more cards. 4 of Pentacles. So we go, that's easy. And 4 of Pentacles. There we go. And hit pause sign. 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles is about planning for the future and making sure you have resources you need. However, at the same time, if we place too much value on accumulating material things, ironically, we can become owned by the very things we seek to own. Rather than owning and controlling them, Our psyches are often owned by the desire to accumulate and possess wealth. This card illustrates a man coveting his coins. He holds onto them very tightly, terrified of losing them. The coins are far larger than any real coin might be, indicating the value and importance he places upon them. He becomes too focused on the coins. He has lost sight of the fact that they are intended to serve him, not the other way around. Are you going through a financial hardship at the moment? If so, the Four of Pentacles is warning you to be conservative with your spending and focus instead on saving. However, if that's not the case, the Four of Pentacles can take on a different meaning. Perhaps you are focusing too much on the money. Let go of the purse strings a little. It's okay to have fun here and there. After all, you can't control everything. Being in control of our finances is very important. However, remember, the material possessions ought not to focus on our lives. Do-do-do-do-do-do, Knight of Swords. Do-do-do-do-do. That's near the beginning. Okay, where are we? Knight of Swords. There we go, Knight of Swords. How do 1, 2, 3? Knight of Swords. The sphere of light has been passed to the Knight of Swords from the page. The knight carries her tried and true blade, a tool that allows her to pierce the veil, revealing truths the page could only guess at. The Knight of Swords is known for her ability to create clarity out of confusion. It is very clear from the look in her eyes that she is serious, sober, and above all, direct. She is rugged and fierce, determined and logical. She seeks the truth at all costs. When the Knight of Swords appears in your spread, she may represent an aspect of you, someone else in your life, or the atmosphere in general. The Knight of Swords is the piercer of mysteries. She will deliver the answers you seek, but take care, for she is known to be tactless and frank to a fault. If you are uncertain as to how to proceed with regard to the issues in the question, the Knight of Swords is telling you to direct and act decisively. However, remember that it is not only what you say or do, but how you say or do it. Take care that you do not take care that you do not exacerbate. Take care that you do not exacerbate the situation by putting off the very people you need to rely on to get the job done. Right, that's that done. So now put the cards away so we don't lose them. Okay, excuse me 1 second. Ba-doo. Put the cards away and the little book that tells me what to do. Right, next what I do is I save this. So File, Save Project As. It'll automatically save it as an AP thingy. What I'll do is I go to Libraries. I go to Pictures, I think I put it in. Go to Weekly Tarot Read. Go to June the Listener. No items here. Then what I'll do is I save it as June week 1 Tarot Read. There we go. Now save that as that. Boom. Now I'm not finished yet, so what I'm going to do is, how do I get everything? Control 0, is it? It'd be nice if it was, but it's not. Is that everything? Right, so I go to that. There we go. So now I do a bit of editing. I get rid of the stuff from the beginning. Control X, and then play it. Four of Swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall. There is no sign of the knight that possesses them, nor the battleground that required their presence. It is a picture of tranquility and calm, so much so that two small songbirds have decided to take refuge here. We can't tell if the swords have been used in bloody battle, or if they soon will be. Nevertheless, the message they carry is clear. It is a time for a complete and utter rest from the battle. The Four of Swords is a good omen. The time has come. Okay, then we do, I'll get rid of this. Come on, just with that, then we do Control X. The Four of Swords is a good omen. The time has come for rest from the battle. The Four of Swords is a good omen. The time has come for quiet preparation and retreat from the daily grind. It's a welcome and much needed respite that perhaps we've been putting off for a while. Often the best way to get relief from stress is to take the time to
zoom out
rather, sorry. Heed the small voice that's calling you to consolidate your energy.
Nope.
And so used to being in motion.
See, I'm learning all this, I don't know what it is. Zoom to selection, is it?
That we tend to forget that we're not invincible. Shifting our focus, cares and woes from the external world to the needs and wants of our inner world is important if any type of healing is to take place.
I think so.
10 of Wands.
Okay, no, it's zooming in, isn't it? View. Oh, I'm sorry about this. You sure? No, zooming. Okay, 1 of 5. Let's have a look. View, zoom out. Zoom normal. Let's do that first. Okay, so what I do is I go to here.
The battle. The Four of Swords is a good omen. The time has come for quiet preparation of the daily grind. Often the defense employ you to consolidate your energy, to be active, shifting our focus, code, or need our inner world is important piece.
Then we do get rid of this.
Is to take place. 10 of Wands depicts a young boy carrying a large heavy basket of not key and a basket. Still he makes progress step by step and takes his card from the back when I bought the file is sheer exhaustion. And so that we might identify more his sheer exhaustion. And so that we might identify him more personally within.
Let me get rid of this. Okay.
Him more personally within. The 10 of Wands hold challenges in store for those who receive it in their spread. It's feeling responsible. It may be that you have taken commitment and overextended yourself. While each independent activity might be enjoyable, it is hard to enjoy any of them when you are exhausted from carrying too erroneous a load. It is as to the load have made the cases where we may not have a choice. As to the load we bear.
Cool.
Too erroneous a load.
Okay, so I get rid of this.
In other cases where we may not have a choice. As to the in other cases where we may not have a choice. As to the load we bear. Perhaps a job at in other cases where we may not have a choice. As to the load we bear. Perhaps a job.
Okay, let me get rid of this bit here.
Perhaps a job feels too demanding or overly taxing. Regardless of the specific source of your.
Let me get rid of this as well, why not? Just a little bit. Let's make it a little bit more.
Regardless of the specific source of your stress, demanding or overly taxing. Regardless of the specific source of your stress, the 10 of Wands warns you to be careful. Such burdens and responsibilities can have a real impact on your health. If at all possible, try to cut back on your activities.
Control 3, then we do this one.
Remind you to shift your focus and think more about yourself.
I see what's happening.
Change. Death.
Hang on, so we do view normal, zoom normal, which is control 2. Yeah. Okay, so we do go back a bit. Zoink.
Or overly taxing. Regardless of the specific source of your stress, the 10 of Wands warns you to be careful, as such burdensome responsibilities can have real impacts on your health.
Let me get rid of this. Where's my thingy? There it is.
If at all possible, try to cut back on your activities. This is a card that reminds you to shift your focus and think more about yourself for a change.
And then we get rid of this because this is all nasty. It's got click in it as well, we don't want. There we go. Exit, and then we go to here.
Yourself for a change. Death. She has walked the earth. Let me do this, and then I don't know if I can do this. If I grab my pen tool, it updated. Nick, oh, there it is. It kind of updated. Nick, can I grab this for this? No, use draw. Okay, so we do this, and is this my grab tool? Yes, it is. So we just move this. Oh no. Do that. So where's my blade tool? Bollocks. Tools. Where's my blade tool gone? I'm sure I had a blade tool. That's a fade tool or something. Multi-tool, draw tool, selection tool. Then we do, how do we do cut? Edit. Cut? Is that it? Control it? No, I don't want to cut. I don't want to delete it. I just want to cut. No? Do this and it doesn't do anything? No. Bollocks. Where's my scissor? I'm sure I had a tools. Plugin manager. Okay, I don't know what that means, so let's get rid of it. And tools. I don't know where my scissors are. Yeah, it updated and I can't find my scissors now. There used to be like scissors or a knife. Add note, reshuffle, move tracks, move, generate, effect, view, edit, undo, move, click, remove special audio clips, label to preferences, select all tracks, I forget whatever, just bloody whatever. Death. She has walked the earth since the beginning of time. Okay, her expression is pensive. Okay, so go to here for a change. Death. Okay, so if I do this and then do this, he's not going to let me do it, is it? Split clip. So that's what we do now, is it? Okay, so however way you want to do it in a split clip, and then I'm going to move this over here just a little bit, give it a bit of a pause. More about yourself for a change. Death. There we go. She's walked the earth. Hang on. Since a big do as a clip. About yourself for a change. Death. Yeah. She's walked the earth since the beginning of expression as the earth. As an unset felt her roots dig deep into the creation itself, the cycle that she calls home. She is the door that opens when all else closes. When the death presence known in your spread next, when the death card else closes, when open, letting on that night or to the creation itself, her core is the endless night sky. Death. She has walked the earth since the beginning of time. Her expression is pensive and solemn as she strolls up and down the of the earth. A tireless presence. I'll leave that because it's unseen yet felt by all. She is death, the bringer of change and transformation. She waits within the liminal state. Okay, so go here. In the liminal state, and here's a call of in the liminal in the. Okay, so we get rid of this maybe. Okay, and we go back here. Transformation. She waits within the liminal state. There we go. And here's a call of transmutation. Her roots dig deep into the creation itself. Her core is the endless night sky, where stars collapse and are reborn in an endless cycle that she calls home. She is the. There we go. Then we get rid of this. Cycle that she calls home. She is the door that opens when all else. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. Cycle that she calls home. Okay, then we do get rid of that. How do we get rid of this? Home. Okay, and then we do deselect. Fuck off, excuse me. And undo. And then we do. How do I get rid of that then? She is the door that opens. There we go. When all else closes. When the death card makes its presence known in your spread, it rarely indicates the literal death of a loved one. This major arcana card is powerful indeed, typically depicting life-altering changes. It represents a very important ending in your life, but also the beginning of a new period in the metaphor. so I'm going to get rid of this. Commit, sorry. I'm going to get rid of this, right. Put down. And then I'll get rid of this as well. I think about from here. Put there. See what that sounds like.
Period in the metamorphic in this message. Through this process of change, you will need to shed those things that are no longer necessary in order to make room for new possibilities.
Okay, there we go. Let me get rid of this because that makes it sound kind of stupid. See if that works. Hello. Come here, you. There we go.
Necessary in order to make room for new possibilities. It is sometimes said that the death card does not signify an ending, but rather a transition. It bears much in common with an actual death, bringing fear of the unknown.
Right, fear of the unknown, so we get rid of this bit.
Bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping down of the old.
Okay, then we do back, I'll get rid of this as well. So we do here.
It bears much in common with an actual death, bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping.
Get rid of a bit of it, not everything.
It bears much in common with an actual death, bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all. None of us is immune to it. Once it can come suddenly without.
Okay, what we'll do is get rid of a bit of this. Come on. This mouse pad is really doing my head in. It really is amazingly stupid. But yeah, I'll let everything on it.
Death comes to all. None of us is immune to it. Once it can come suddenly without warning. That is something we should remember when this card appears in your reading. It most certainly.
Okay, then we get rid of this here. Just a bit short there.
It most certainly is not a card that takes its time. Death, or rather transformation.
There we go. Hang on, where are we? Where are we? We do that.
It most certainly is not a card that takes its time. Death, or rather transformation, is an active process. There is nothing.
Get rid of this. I know this is a long time, but
there's nothing static about it. In these situations, it is wise not to get too attached to the things that are no longer suited for you. Very often, there will be.
Okay. This is just the nature of things nowadays, because people don't want to. Come on, you. There we go. About here.
Very often, they will be washed away in the process of change.
Can we get rid of this? And the things I could do AI, I could use AI to do this, but I don't want to because this is fun. It's you know, and that's what it is. The whole thing with doing this is the creativity.
Very often, they will be washed away in the process of change.
Then what we do is we get rid of that because that's way too long.
8 of Pentacles. The Master Mason is meticulously laying down his stones to erect a structure that will last hundreds or even thousands of years. He is in no rush. His goal is not haste but excellence. He must ensure that the stones are.
Okay, I'll go here.
His goal is not haste but excellence.
So it would be about here, isn't it? Let me get rid of that.
His goal is not haste but excellence. He must ensure that the stones are placed in such a way that the edifice he is constructing will endure. It is taken.
Let me just get rid of a bit of this, not all of it. Apart from there. And it's like, right, it's almost like a song. You get.
It has taken him a lifetime to master his craft. He approaches it.
Okay, so we do this again.
Will endure. It has taken him a lifetime to master his craft. He approaches it as.
So do it again.
It has taken him a lifetime to master his craft.
Okay, so I'm getting rid of this from here to here, thinkingly, and then we go to here and try again.
A lifetime to master his craft. He
approaches it. Then we just then I'll zoom in, which is Control 3, isn't it? Yep. So then go here and then do again. Oh, no, thank you. Master Mason is meticulously laying down his stones to erect a structure that will last hundreds or even thousands of years. He is in no rush. His goal is not hate. He knows that Chris is constructing design to master his craft. He approaches it just. Okay, so there we go. So hang on. View. Zoom in, is it? It was control. Is 1, right? And now I'm kind of there. I'm looking at it. No. It's about here, isn't it? Thousands of years. He is in no rush. His goal is not haste but excellence. He must ensure that the stones are placed in such a way that the edifice he is constructing will endure. It has taken him a lifetime to master his craft. There we go. So I'll put the marker there, and then when I Control 1, there we go. Then I can put this down. Zoomed in a lot, so I can do this surgically. Time to master his craft. He approaches. There we go. To master his craft. Okay, so what I do is I get rid of this right here. See what that does. To master his craft. He approaches it as a calling. Okay. So go back to here. Do it again. Craft. He it's a bit crappy in it. Craft. He approaches it as a calling. Just he was taught his trade by someone else. Control 1. Will also pass down what he has learned when the time is right. The 8 of Pentacles is the card of work and industry. It also indicates the process of learning a trade or skill. This is the perfect card to get. And then what we do is we get rid of the breaths, don't we? Because we don't like to be human in this function. Okay, zoink. I get rid of that. But you don't want it to be too, what's the word? Blunt. It's the process of learning quick. A trade or skill. This is the perfect card to get if you're considering further training, schooling, or education. Whatever. And then we get rid of this breath here. I now have a cat wandering all over everywhere, and I'll meow. Oh, little boo! The card to get if you're considering further training, schooling, or education. Whatever your goals may be, know that hard work, diligence, and attention to detail will be needed. And we get rid of this breath here. Think. Oh, hang on. Control X and play. You will have to dedicate yourself tirelessly to this effort if it is to be succeeded. However, just like the master. And then we get rid of this. In fact, I can get rid of this as well. You can do this all forever, and it becomes kind of meditative as well. And again, all these people with the AI and stuff like that, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're just trying to make money, and that's not what YouTube was about originally. It was about creativity, about doing this kind of stuff and just having fun. This effort, if it is to be succeeded. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, okay, of course, because I'm going to get rid of this. To be succeeded. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, you needn't worry. It will feel less like a sacrifice and more like opportunity to shine. Okay, is that it? That was weird, but what was that about? Okay, so Control 2, is that? Zoom out? Okay, so I want to zoom in, don't I? No, what am I doing then? Zoom again. What am I doing? I don't know. Oh no, then Control 2 for normal. Control 1 for normal? I don't bloody know what's going on. Okay, so turn view, zoom in. Hang on, view, zoom in. Okay, so what happened then? Where did all that fucking the stuff go? I don't know what happened. Okay. If it is to be succeeded. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, you needn't worry. It will feel less like a sacrifice and more like opportunity to shine. I've zoomed in way too far, that's what happened. Shine. Okay, so shine. So we do from here, I think. And then we
do a huge massive scrolly thing. Find out what's going on here. Why this gap? I don't remember doing this gap. That's a huge gap. And then we go about here. And then we do exit. And then we do play.
Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about planning for the future and making sure you have resources you need.
One.
However, at the same time, if we place too much value on accumulating material things, ironically, we can become owned by the very things we seek to own. Rather than owning and controlling them, our psyches are often owned by the desire to accumulate and possess wealth.
Oh.
This card illustrates a man coveting his coins. He holds onto them very tightly, terrified of losing them. The coins are far larger than any real coin might be. Time, her expression is pensive and solemn as she strolls up and down the annals of the earth. A tireless presence, unseen yet felt by all. She is death, the bring of change and transformation. She waits within the liminal state and hears the call of transmutation. Her roots dig deep into the creation itself. Her core is the endless night sky, where stars collapse and are reborn in an endless cycle that she calls home. She is the door that opens when all else closes. When the death card...
Okay. Tired, it's terrible. Okay.
When the death card makes its presence known in your spread, it really indicates the literal death of a...
Okay, what I'm going to do, file and save. This is a tip. Anytime you do anything on a computer, save as many times as possible.
When the death card makes its presence known in your spread, it really indicates the literal death of a loved one.
I think I've done this already.
This major arcana card is powerful indeed, typically depicting life-altering changes. It represents a very important ending in your life, but also the beginning of a new period in the metamorphic in this message. Through this process of change, you will need to shed those things that are no longer necessary in order to make room for new possibilities. It is sometimes said that the death card does not signify an ending, but rather a transition. It bears much in common with an actual death, bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all.
Oh, hang on, we get rid of this. Then we do exit. Then we go here.
The preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all.
Yeah, then we do... Okay.
The preparation of a way for the new.
Then we do... It's weird because there used to be a scissors thing, so now I've got to split clip. That doesn't... They didn't used to do that. And I grab this. No, how do I grab this? Grab this by the hand. Grab this. And just give it a little bit of that. And then I go here.
Of the unknown, the stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all.
Ooh, I put it in the wrong place. Okay, there.
Death comes to...
There we go. And we do this, and then we do split clip. And then we give it a big... about half a second. Do you think half a second? I don't know. About there, I think. We do here.
The stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all.
Okay, so now we zoom in, which is 3, isn't it? Oh, hang on. Okay, what happened? Where did the cuts go? Where did the cut? There's one. That's the cut. Is that the cut? I think so. Okay. Again.
For a change. Death. She has walked the earth since the beginning of time. Her expression is pensive and solemn as she strolls up and down the annals of the earth. A tireless presence, unseen yet felt by all. She is death, the bring of change and transformation. She waits within the liminal state and hears the call of transmutation. Her roots dig deep into the creation itself. Her core is the endless night sky, where stars collapse and are reborn in an endless cycle that she calls home. She is the door that opens when all else closes. When the death card makes its presence known in your spread, it really indicates the literal death of a loved one. This major arcana card is powerful indeed, typically depicting life-altering changes. It represents a very important ending in your life, but also the beginning of a new period in the metamorphic in this message. Through this process of change, you will need to shed those that longer to middle. It is somewhat addiction. It bears much in common with actual death, bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new.
There we go, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that click. So I'm going to zoom in, view, zoom if is one, isn't it? Hit control and bollocks, come here. View, zoom. It's this bloody mouse pad, man, it's terrible. Now where'd he go? Where's my cursor? And there it is, okay. So I go here.
Death comes to all.
Now pause. Get rid of this. Come here, you stupid mouse pad. Come on. Select. Thank you. X. And then we do go here. And then we play again.
Death comes to
there we go. And then we do file. Then we do save project. And then we do control 2, I think it is, to normalize. Just make sure that my memory's short, so I don't know what's going on. Control, okay, so in, normal, out, and then zoom to selection. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so zoom, so in, normal, out. So this is normal now. And then if I do 3, it's out, right? Boink, boink, boink. Okay, good stuff.
Death comes to all. None of us is immune to come suddenly. That is something we in this week takes its time. You should do nothing in these situations, not blood. Very often they will be washed away. As meticulously laying down into thousands of years of noble excellence. He must ensure the lady that took time to master his craft. It was by someone else. He will also pass down what work and industry to learn how to get if you're considering further training. Look at intelligence and attention to detail will have to put if it is to be succeeded. Just don't even worry. It will feel less to the Four of Pentacles is about planning those time. If we place too much value on accumulating by the very other than owning and controlling and possess wealth. This card illustrates see holes and losing them. The coins are far larger than indicating the value and importance he places upon them. It becomes too focused on the coins. He is lost on the coins. He is lost sight of the fact.
Okay, there we go. So pause. Then we zoom in, which is control 1, right? There we go. Then where's the pentacles? Then we do, and then what is it? View, zoom, control E to selection. See what that does. So control E. Okay, so I don't care. Select the audio for zoom to selection, blah blah blah, control it to select, so I'll try again, I got you. Okay, so where am I going? Where's that? Where's the cursor gone? That's what I'm saying. So can control 2. It went all the way back there. I don't want it to be all the way back there. Where's the bloody cursor? Because I hit stop, didn't I? What a moron. Now what have I got about here?
Rather than owning and controlling them, our psyches are often owned by the desire to accumulate and possess wealth. This card illustrates a man coveting his coins. He holds onto them very tightly, terrified of losing them. The coins are far larger than any real coin might be, indicating the value and importance he places upon them. It becomes too focused on the coins. He is lost.
There we go. So,
he is lost. Sight of the fact that they are intended to
pause. So he's lost. In fact, do I like this one first?
He is lost.
Yeah, so I want to get rid of this. Okay, exit, boink. And then see what we do here.
He is lost. Sight of the fact that they are intended to serve him.
Okay, so pause. And then control 3 to zoom in. Keeping that cursor where it's. No, hang on, zoom out. So, 1 is it? There we go, that's what I need to do. Okay, so we do here.
He is lost. Sight.
Okay, and then we do zoom in again, so control Okay, so I'm putting the cursor, the thingy there, so control 1, 1, 1, and then we do here.
He is lost.
And then what we do is we get rid of this. Okay, X, and then we go back here.
He is lost sight of the fact that they are intended to serve him.
And then we do control 2.
Are you going through financial hardship at the moment? If so, the Four of Pentacles are warning you to be conservative with your spending and focus instead on saving.
Pause, file, save project.
He has lost sight of the fact that they are.
I hate it when it goes back to the cursor.
Are you going through a financial hardship though? So, how not the case? The Four of Pentacles can take let go of the purse strings a little. It's okay to have fun here and there. After all, you can't control everything. Being in control of our finances is very important. However, remember, the material possessions ought not to focus on our lives. Knight of Swords.
Okay. Gonna get rid of this.
Knight of Swords. The sphere of light has been passed to the Knight of Swords from the page. Her true blade, a tool that allows her to pierce the veil, truths the page could only get. The Knight of Swords is known for her ability to create clarity out of it. It is very clear from the look in her eyes that she is serious and above all direct. She is rugged and fierce, determined and logical. She seeks the truth at all costs. When the Knight of Swords appears in your spread, she may represent an aspect of you, someone else in your life, or the atmosphere in general. The Knight of Swords is the piercer of mysteries. She will deliver the answers you seek, but take care, for she is known to be tactless and frank to a fault. If you are uncertain as to how to proceed with regard to the issues in the question, the Knight of Swords is telling you to direct and act decisively. Remember,
okay, there we go. So we go. Oh, hang on. Bollocks, we do here. We go there.
Decisive.
And we get. Hang on. Okay, we do about here, I think.
To direct and act. To direct and act. Decide.
Okay, then we get rid of this. I think. That's this because it sounds perfect.
You to direct and act decisively.
Ha!
However, remember that it is not only what you say or do.
Okay, not only. Let me get rid of this. I know I could do this all day, again, but I do hear that I'm recording this and it's taking a long time anyway.
What you say or do, but how you say
there
or
we
do
go.
it. Take care decisively. However, remember that it is not only what you say or do, but how you say or do it. Take care that you do not do not.
Okay, so what do? We get rid of. I think it's about here, isn't it?
What you say or do, but how you say or do it. Take care that you do not. Take care that.
Okay, so it's take care. So.
What you say or do, but how you say or do it. Take care.
So what do? Get rid of this. Take care to here. I think it is. Okay.
Do, but how you say or do it. Take care that you do not exacerbate.
There we go.
Exacerbate. Take care that you do not exacerbate the situation.
There we go. So go back a bit, and then we get rid of. Hang on. And we. Fuck. Excuse me, French. Sorry. Got to get rid of. And the thing is, I really like it because if you look, the sound, if you look at the way that this looks, it's almost identical to this because it's a voice pattern. It's really cool. So I know that if I get rid of this, then it's going to sound. I mean, not perfect, but.
What you say or do, but how you say or do it. Take care that you do not exacerbate the situation by putting off the very people you need to rely on to get the job done.
There we go. No, I'll just get rid of this because of whatever it is. So it's clean. Exit. So, boom. Now I save it. File, save, project. And then what I'll do is I go to Control A, which selects all. Then I go to Effect. Then I go to, I think, volume compression. Is that right?
I'm going to normalize it. I don't know what that does, but I'll just apply, and then let's have a listen to it.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall.
Okay, then edit. Okay, what am I doing here? We do end. Did I just mess everything up? I think I might have done. Okay, I don't know how to get to the end by itself. About here.
Exacerbate. Take care that you do not exacerbate the situation.
There we go.
By cutting off the very people you
We
need to rely
do
on.
this, and then we do edit. We do redo cut. Okay.
What you say or do, but how you say or do it. Take care that you do not exacerbate the situation.
There we go, and then we get rid of the end. So we've done that. Zoink. Exit. Now what do? We do select all, Control A. Then I go to Effect, and then I go to Noise Removal and Repair, is it? No, EQs and Filters, there we go. And then we do Low Pass Filter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview it.
Four of swords. Four swords.
Isn't that nasty? So cancel. So I'm going to do Effect, I'm going to do EQ and Filters, I'm going to do High Pass Filter.
Four of swords.
No,
Four
that
swords.
sounds like crap. Okay, cancel. And Effects, what else can I do to it? I didn't do noise reduction repair, maybe something like that. Click removal, noise reduction, delay and reverb. No, distortion modulation, no, special tools. Amplify, compressor, limiter sound, loudness normalization, fading. No, bollocks, I'll just leave it as is. So from the beginning, see what it sounds like.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall.
Now if you look at the volume thing, it goes to 12, which is the peak. So let's turn the volume up a bit.
This is a picture of tranquility and calm, so much so that two small songbirds have decided to take refuge here. We can't tell if the
Okay,
swords...
perfect. Oh, I think, how do we do this? Because that just is what I'm hearing, it's not what it doesn't affect this. So I do select all, then we do effect, then we do volume and compression, amplify, and then what am I thinking? I'm thinking of just lifting it a little bit. Just that's a blah blah blah. See if I can do it to -6 if it'll let me. Come on then. Oh, hang on. Oh, bollocks. Shoot.
Four of swords. Four swords.
There we go.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall. There is
Now
no
you
sign
see that
the
it's
night
kind of
is-
going into the orange. So I'm going to drop it down a bit. Nope. Okay, 10. That really is all you're doing? Okay, so 10. I'm going to try 8. So 8. See what that does.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall. There is no sign of the night that possessed.
I think that will work. Hang on. 8. Let me do here. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, they do 8. Boink. Why isn't it let me apply? Allow clipping? Oh, that's weird. And then we do apply. Okay, and then we do this, and then we listen to it.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall.
That's too loud. You see it's peaking, it's going off everywhere. So edit, undo amplify, and then effects, go back to volume compression, amplify. I'm going to do 6. Preview.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall.
Stop.
There is
And then apply. And then nothing's peaking. Things are just kind of peaking, but not really. Okay.
four of swords. Four swords rest on
You
a
see
rock
it's
wall.
going
There's no
green
sign
and
of
hitting
the light
yellow,
that
but it's
possesses them,
very, very rarely
nor
going
the
to the
battle
red, so it
ground.
doesn't peak, because when it goes into red it peaks and make it blows the levels. So file, save project, so I've done that. And then control 2, I think, is it? No, control 1, what's that do? Zoom in, I want to zoom out. Is it? Yeah, like that. Still see the whole thing. There we go, that's the whole thing. And it can, if you look around, it does peak a little bit over here. So for instance, if I go here,
presence, unseen yet felt by all.
okay, then what I'll do also is select all and effects, and then what we're doing here, noise removal and repair, click removal, see if that does anything. Preview.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall. There is no sign of the night that
Yeah, it sounds nice, so I'll apply it. There we go. But now I've had enough, because I want to get this finished. And I could do this forever, but the thing is, because I'm recording it, one, it's going to bollocks up my computer, because my computer's really stupid, and also it takes too much time, for you to watch this. So export audio, and then it's going to go to Uni Week 1 Tower Reading. We're going to go browse, and I'm going to go music, and I shouldn't have done it. That's the thing, once you're in, what the hell is it? No, it's not music, it's pictures. And then we do weekly tower read, and then do June that one, and then we do, okay, that's what happened here. So doink, and then we do that, and then we do lowercase June, and then we do this, and then we do MP3 files, and save it as an MP3, and then we do save, and then we do make sure that's good stuff, and then we do export, and that goes and exports. This is boom. Then we go back to Premiere, and then we go to File, then we go to Import, and then we should have June Week 1 Tower Read. There we go. Then we have Open. Swink. Then what we do is we grab this and put it on audio. See where it's highlighted down here, audio 1. Grab this and put it on audio 1. Doink. Click. There we go. Good stuff. Now this is where it gets interesting. Now we play it.
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall. There is no sign of the night that possesses them.
Now what I can do is I can go here, and we do
Four of swords. Four swords rest on a rock wall. There is no sign of the night that possesses them, nor the battleground that required their presence.
what? Where is it? Okay.
This is a picture of tranquility and calm.
Oh no.
So the two small songbirds have decided to take refuge
Stupid.
here. We can't tell if the swords have been used in bloody battle, or if they soon will be. Nevertheless, the message they carry is clear.
Bollocks.
It is a time for a complete and utter rest from the battle. The Four of Swords is a good omen. The time has come for quiet, and so that we might identify him more personally with it.
Whatever, dude. Go back to Premiere. Okay, so what we're doing here, so I'll grab the bottom and I'll zoom in till we have all the audio in Uifa Maski Loyo. That's a lot of everything, isn't it? Dude, that's huge. That's how many? 4 minutes. So that's only about 7 minutes long. Okay, so
Nor the battleground that required their presence.
now if you look,
It is a picture of
we're
tranquility
looking
and
around
calm.
6 is
So
where you
the
could
two
think than
small
3 at the same
songbirds
time.
have decided to take refuge here. We can't tell if the swords have been used in bloody battle,
Okay.
or if they soon will be. Nevertheless, the message they carry is clear. It is a time for a complete and utter rest from the battle. The Four of Swords is a good omen. The time has come for quiet preparation and retreat from the daily grind. It's a welcome and much needed respite perhaps that we've been putting off for a while. Often the best way to get relief from stress is to take the time to listen to your body. Heed the small voice that's calling you to consolidate your energy. We're so used to being in motion, to keeping active, whether it's in a job or at home, that we tend to forget that we...
Now one thing I could have done is in Audition I could have separated the clips per card and then exported them as each separate file. That would have been easier instead of just one chunk.
We are not invincible. Shifting our focus, cares and woes from the external world to the needs and wants
it's
of our inner
peaking.
world.
You see it's peaking when it goes red?
If any type of healing is to take place. 10 of Wands.
Okay, so now what do we do? I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, so Control minus. And it's not doing it. Control plus, it's not doing it. What the hell am I doing then? That must be Photoshop. Okay, so I'm going to grab the bottom here. There must be a way of doing it, but shortcut wise, but I just don't know. And it's going to zoom in on where the cursor is. So I'm going to grab that and move it back a bit.
Needs to take place. 10 of 1.
We do.
Place.
Leave that there. And then we do, hang on, leave that there where it is. Zoink, zoink, zoink. And then we grab the, this is, what's it called? Let's have a look here. Track select tool. So what if I do is if I hold it over the second track, doink, it'll select everything after the first track. So then I go ahead and grab the grabber tool. Then we grab hold of this. And then we move. Zooming. We keep moving and moving and moving and moving. If it'll let me, which it won't. Okay, good stuff. So I've done that. What we do is we make it bigger so we can see where the thing is. There's a way of doing it and jumping it to whatever, but I don't know how. Okay, grab it. Is it moving? Yes, it is. Move. There we go. We do that, and then what we do is we go back, and then we do. How do you do zoom in? I'm sure there's a way of doing zoom in, like Control plus or something. Okay, whatever. Okay. There is a way of doing it. I know there is. Now what we do is we do this, and then we grab this, and then we just keep going. And then we make sure that we're not going to affect what we're doing here. Oh, where's the... Oh, that's the first card, isn't it? Oh, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another soundtrack. That's on for how many seconds did I say? Okay, so go home, and we do this.
4 of Swords. 4 swords rest on a rock wall. There is no sign of the knight that possesses them.
Okay, so I'll do that. And then what I'll do is I'll do this, and then grab it, and then move it to boink at this. Because I'm going to put another audio track. Then go over here. Cheese and taste. And then go here. Okay, if it will go here, so boink.
To keeping act.
Oh, hang on. We'll do that. 4 swords. And then zoom into where the cursor is. Nope, zoom out to where the cursor is. Well, zoom into where the cursor is. Grab hold of that. Hang on, have the arrow go that way. Grab hold of it and then move it this way. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay. I like this, I really do. It is okay, and then we look at what we're doing. If you look at the top, it's lessing in minutes, and I've got to get it down to 8 seconds. Okay, so just make sure I'm doing what I'm doing is doing. Then what I could do is just zoom in a bit to make it look, you know, blah blah blah. Mead. Okay. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, grab that and then zoink it all the way down here. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay, then we're done. Okay, and that's oh, cool, good stuff. So that's good. Next. Okay, we'll zoom out a bit. Now what we'll do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Hang on. I'm going to do speed and duration. It is 53:22. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go here, and then what I'll do to make my life a little easier is zoom in, and then grab me tool for moving everything that way. Move everything that way. and then right click. Oh no, I don't want the heat dent to work, do I? Because the heat dent's already worked. So how do I do it? Select, okay, so the tool, so select, then control select, nope, select, no, that doesn't work. So select, oh meow, I love you to death. He's laying on my hand, there we go. So I'm holding down select, or shift as I'm hitting select. So I've got all those clips, which are 5 of them, which are the 5 cards. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to go to speed and duration. And I'm going to highlight this. And then I'm going to do, get rid of the 7, get rid of the next one. Do 53, semicolon 00. And then, okay. Oh, no ripple effects, ripple effects. There we go. Why, what's it doing? There we go. It's this mouse, it's this freaking pad, it's terrible. Okay, so that will now do everything. So now what I'll do is I go back a bit.
To keeping active, whether it's in a job or at home.
What the fuck? Excuse me, French.
That we tend to forget that we are not invincible. Shifting our focus, cares and woes from the external world to the needs and wants of our inner world is important if any type of healing is to take place. 10 of Wands.
There we go, so that's where that comes in. So then we, in fact, first of all I'm going to file and save. There we go. And I'm going to expand this to find out, that's where 10 of Wands was. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if possible, is do this, grab hold of it with an arrow. What it should do is do some kind of ripple shift. Doink. Oh no, it didn't. That's weird. Okay, so it just got rid of it. But there you go. So what do I do here? Go back a bit.
Our focus, cares and woes from the external world to the needs and wants of our inner world is important if any type of healing is to take place. 10 of Wands.
Okay, and then we go. Hang on. Me! Oh no! No, 10 of Wands. So what we do is we go back a bit.
Place.
Then what we do is we have the arrow pointing that, we grab it and it should scroll to here, which it doesn't. Bollocks. Zoom in a bit. I know I could use AI, couldn't I? Do this and then do that. Why isn't it doing that? Maybe it has to go forward. Ah, whatever. What? Okay, then let's go ahead and just shrink this a bit. And then move this a bit. And then go to here.
Type of healing is to take place. 10 of Wands.
Okay, and then I'm not doing any fading.
Depicts a young boy carrying a large heavy basket of...
I could use a book, but I can't be bothered. I'm very tired at the moment. I've been up for about 30 hours. Okay, come on then. Scrolly, scrolly. So 10 of Wands. Okay, come here. Ah, about here.
Coin profile. I decided to draw the boy ascending towards the viewer to highlight even more his sheer exhaustion, and so that we might identify him more personally within. The 10 of Wands hold challenges in store for those who receive it in their spread. It speaks of burdens and feeling the weight of heavy responsibilities. It may be that you have taken on too much commitment and overextended yourself.
If you look at the audio, it's peaking, so I've got to somehow fix that. So I can do that later in a bit.
While each independent activity might be enjoyable, it is hard to enjoy any of them when you are exhausted from carrying too erroneous a load. In other cases, we may not have a choice as to the load we bear. Perhaps a job feels too demanding or overly taxing. Regardless of the specific source of your stress.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to do edit. Undo click removal, edit, undo amplify.
4 of Swords. Then I'm going to do File, Save Project. I'm going to do File, Export Audio. I'm going to change the June thing to this. Picture of that, delete one, and then export. Let's see it already exists. We'll write over it. Boom. Then I'm going to go back to Premiere. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this, and then Control X to get rid of it. Go to the audio, highlight this, and also get rid of it. Then I'm going to File, then I'm going to do Import, and then I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do Open. Boom. I'm going to grab hold of this, and then move this back to. I'm going to zoom in. There must be a way of doing this. I have to check the bloody interwebs or something. So this is where that happens. So grab this and doink, there we go. And then where are we? We are here. I've got stuff. And then
commitment and overextended yourself. While each independent activity might be enjoyable,
there you go.
It is hard to
it's hitting 6, which is where we need to be.
Exhausted from carrying too erroneous a load. In other cases, we may not have a choice as to the load we bear. Perhaps a job feels too demanding or overly taxing. Regardless of the specific source of your stress, the 10 of 1 warns you to be careful. Such burdensome responsibilities can have real impacts on your health. If at all possible, try to cut back on your activities.
It's still peaking, but not as much.
To shift your focus and think more about yourself for a change. Death.
Okay, so there we go. And then what we do is we hit the arrowy thing. We go all the way there, and then we hit the grabby tool. I know there's a way of doing this. I don't know anything about this. I'm just learning. Do that, and then we do. That's where it starts, right? Yeah. And then we do this, and then we drag that to there. Boink. And then we go here.
Warns you to be careful, as such burdensome responsibilities can have real impacts on your health. If at all possible, try to cut back on your activities. This is a card that reminds you to shift your focus and think more about yourself for a change. Death.
There we go.
She has walked the earth since the beginning of time. Her expression is pensive and solemn as she strolls up and down, where stars collapse and are reborn. It really indicates the literal death of a loved one. This major arcana card is powerful for the beginning of a new period in the metamorphic in this message.
Other cards.
Through this process of change, you will need to shed those things that are no longer necessary in order to make room for new possibilities. It is sometimes said that the death card does not signify an ending, but rather a transition. It bears much in common with an actual death, bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all. None of us is immune to it. Once it can come suddenly without warning, that is something we should remember when this card appears in your reading. It most certainly is not a card that takes its time. Death, or rather transformation, is an active process. There is nothing static about it.
In these situations, it is wise not to get too attached to things that are not good for you. Very often, they will be washed away in the process of change. Stop. There we go. So that's okay. Cool. So then we do track selector tool. We do those three. We go back to grabbing tool. We grab them and then move them to the red line. Dunk. Then we highlight death. Then we do a drag out tool. Drag it out to there. And then we go back a bit just so we can see what the transition looks.
None of us is immune to it.
We do 8 pentacles.
Suddenly without warning. That is something we should remember when this card appears in your reading. It most certainly is not a card that takes its time. Death, or rather transformation, is an active process. There is nothing static about it. In these situations, it is wise not to get too attached to the things that are no longer suitable.
Am I ignoring you?
Very often, they will be washed away in the process of change.
I don't know. Please don't touch my keyboard, because you. No, I know. We're petting in love, dude.
Is not a card to it. Once it can come small, none of us is immune. Death comes till it appears in your reading. It makes you remember.
What are you doing?
That is something we suddenly, without warning, new. preparation of a way for the stripping down of the old, fear of the unknown or death, bringing as much in common with an act. What the hell is going on here? Okay, because I thought it finished about here, didn't it? Door that opens when all else closes. When the death card makes its presence known for new possibilities, it is sometimes said that the death card does not signify an ending, but rather a transition. It bears much in common with an actual death, bringing fear of the unknown, the stripping down of the old, the preparation of a way for the new. Death comes to all. None of us is immune to it. Once it can come suddenly without warning. That is something we should remember when this card appears in your reading. It most certainly is not a card that takes its time. Death, or rather transformation, is an active process. There is nothing static about it. In these situations, it is wise not to get too attached to the things that are no longer suited for you. Very often, they will be washed away in the process of change. Eight of Pentacles.
There we go.
The Master Mason is meticulously laying down his stones to erect a structure that will last hundreds or even thousands of years.
Okay.
He is in no rush. His goal is not haste.
So what I'm going to do is speed
placed.
duration. This is 146. So what I'll do is I'll go to this and do a little guesswork. I'll put those three. Right click it. Hang on. Back to the grab tool. Then we right click it. And then we do speed and duration. So did it say 153? Hang on. There's no. Ooh. Rippling. Duration. It doesn't allow me to do it. Huh. Yeah, so presumably I have to do it each one at a time. Anyway, so we'll go back here.
Intelligence and attention to detail will be needed.
And this is Eight of Pentacles.
Tirelessly to this effort if it is to be succeeded. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, you needn't worry. It will feel less like a sacrifice and more like opportunity to shine.
Oh, hang on.
Opportunity to shine.
There we go. Right, so then we do grab your tool. Do that. Do no, that's the whatever. It's select everything tool and grab it. Move that to over there-ish, whatever. This one we move to the red line. Plunk. And then we do grab this. Just grab this one by itself. Pull it back. And I could do fades. I did fade. I'll show you what fade in a bit.
Hard work, diligence, and attention to detail will be needed. You will have to dedicate yourself tirelessly to this effort if it is to be succeeded. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, you needn't worry.
It will feel less like a sacrifice and more an opportunity. Ooh, hang on.
Maybe know that hard work, diligence, and attention to detail will be needed. You will have to dedicate yourself tirelessly to this effort if it is to be succeeded. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, you needn't worry. It will feel less like a sacrifice and more like opportunity to shine. Four of Pentacles.
Ooh.
The Four of Pentacles is about planning for the future and making sure you have resources.
And that's a bit too whatever. I wonder if I can. Okay, so let's go back a bit. I go up one.
Four of Pentacles.
Like that, and then what we do is go back a bit.
To shine. Four of Pentacles. Opportunity to shine.
Okay, and we zoom in. Hang on, grab. Bollocks, come here. Zoom in. There we go.
A sacrifice, so more like opportunity to shine.
Okay, then we do this, and then we do razor, and then we cut it here. We do grab tool, and then we grab this, move it just a little bit. Come here, come on. There we go, just about that far. Grab that, and then move that the same distance. Come on, move. There we go. And then what we do is we go here. Let's see what we do.
Sounds right. The Eight of Pentacles is the card of work and industry. It is also indicates the process of learning a trade or skill.
Just tired, I'm
This
sorry.
is the perfect card to get if you're considering further training, schooling, or education. Whatever your goals may be, know that hard work, diligence, and attention to detail will be needed. You will have to dedicate yourself tirelessly to this effort is not to succeed. However, just like the Master Mason, if you are passionate about your profession, you needn't worry. It will feel less like a sacrifice and more like an opportunity to shine. Pause. Four of Pentacles, there we go. It's a little bit long, but I don't care. And then what we do is we grab this and zoom in. However, at the same time, if we place too much value on material things, ironically, we can become. And this is Four of Pentacles. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I've got the book out. I didn't have the book out before because the cat was laying on my hand. So just so you know. Desire to accumulate and possess wealth. Okay. This card illustrates a man coveting his coins. Here. Value and importance he places upon them. He becomes too focused on the coins. He has lost sight of the fact that they are intended to serve him, not the other way around. Okay. Are you going through a final? However, if that's not the case, the Four of Pentacles can take on different meaning. Perhaps you are focusing too much on the money. Let go the purse strings a little. It's okay to have fun here and there. After all, you can't control everything. Being in control of your finances is important. However, remember that in material possessions ought to not be the food of our lives. There we go. What do? Then I grab hold of the bottom thing. I know there's a way of zooming in using shortcuts. There must be. And then this is the last card, so I can just select it. Selector, and then we can grab it like that. And then what I can also do, since the last card, because I know it's going to go there, and then I grab this, excuse me, and then boink to here. Go back a bit, just a little bit, or whatever. I control everything. Being in control of our finances is very important. However, remember, the material possessions ought not to focus on our lives. Knight of Swords. The sphere of light has been passed to the Knight of Swords. There we go. So now what do? So first of all we save. File. Save. Dink. We drop this, and then I'll do another recording thing. So what I'll do is I'll just tracks and then add new track. Stereo track. Then what I'll do is I'll mute this and then record. So first week of June, isn't it? This is the tarot reading of the first week of June. Okay, where's it going? It's not going. Okay, stop. And then we do that, then we play it. This is the tarot reading of the first week of June. There we go, because we got this thing. How do we zoom in? Control 2, right? That's what I needed. Okay, cool. So I do that, and then I do exit, and then I do back to the beginning. This is a tarot reading from the Tarot Abyss by Anne Turian. Okay, that's not right, so I'm going to do it again. So boink, and then and then exit, X, Control X. This is a tarot reading from the Tarot of the Abyss by Anne Turian. It is for the first week of June 2025. It's 6 cards that are randomly pulled after shuffling with a blank mind. Okay, then we edit it. So what we do now is Control 2, I think it's Control 3 zooms in, right? Okay, cool. From the beginning, and we play. This is a tarot reading from the Tarot of the Abyss by Anne Turian. Stop. We get rid of this space here. And I've got to find out what a name sounds like. Doink. So I'll go back to the beginning again. This is a tarot reading from the Tarot of the Abyss by Anne Turian. It is for the first week of June 2025. It's 6 cards that are randomly pulled after shuffling with a blank mind. Okay, I've got an in there. I don't know if I want an after shuffling with a blank mind. Oh, hello. It's 6 cards that are randomly pulled after shuffling. Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can get rid of this. Dangerous. I should have zoomed in. Randomly pulled after shuffling with a blank mind. Perfect. Okay, and then we get rid of this at the end. Control X rather. Why isn't it controlling Xing? Control X. There we go. Because it's because I'm probably deleting. Because I should pause, shouldn't I? So oh fuck! Excuse me, French. Oh, because it's following the muted track. That's what's going on. So highlight this bit. Come on. There we go. Please. Meow meow meow. We do that. And Control X. Yes. And then we go here just to make sure that we didn't mess anything up. It's 6 cards that are randomly pulled after shuffling with a blank mind. There we go. Stop. Then File. I'm going to export audio. Doink. I'm going to call it June Week 1 Tarot Read Intro. Boink. And intro. TRO. There we go. Intro. Boom. Then we go same place. Then we export it. There we go. And because this is muted, it's only going to show you that. So go back to Premiere. I go back to File. I go back to Import. And then it should be. We're going to read intro. That one. That's what I need. Open. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to the beginning. I should have a gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. Ooh, hang on, zoink, like that. No, I should have put the cursors closer to the beginning, shouldn't I? And then what is it? It's function home, right? Function home? Yes! Okay, so now this is the one that I've got. See how big it is. Oh, it's perfect. Doonsh. Can just do that. And then what I'll do is I'll do a fade. So, what I'll do is I'll zoom in a bit more. And remember, it zooms in on the cursor. I'll zoom in a bit more, like that. Wink, wink, wink. So we go, find out what. So that tells me where the end is. So what I'm going to do is go back to the pen tool, find the little yellow line, and then, in fact, what I can do is, will this do to audio? Okay, will this do to audio? Yes, it does. That is really, really nice, because by hitting the up key, it jumped back key to the beginning. Nope, back key to the last one. Up key. Okay, so down key, sorry. It takes it to the next incident, and I thought it was just video, but it's audio as well, so that's really, really cool. Which means what I can do is I can do a pen tool here. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll do a pen tool about here, so I'll give it about that much. And then grab this. You see there's a little dot next to it, so it's going to activate that, and then pull this down to. Hang on, no, wrong way around. Now do Control Z, which undoes what I just did. What I'm doing is I'm doing this. So hang on. No, I'm doing this. So I'm going to do edit backwards. I'm just going to do undo, and then edit undo. I know there's a way of grabbing it and lifting it. What I'm looking for is an input zoom. So I put one right at the beginning, and then one about here. Then what I do is grab it and then drop it. Zoink. There we go. Then I do up key and then press play. This is a tarot read. And then what I'll do is I go down key again, down key again, down key again. Am I doing? No, I'm doing up key, up key, up key. There we go. Up key. Then down key. There we go. So what I'm looking for is I'm going to grab hold of this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it closer to there, and then I'm going to go down key, up key, sorry, so to the beginning, fade. This is a tarot read. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. So that's about really where it should be, because the audio has a break, like a pause before it stop it. Control Z to stop it from happening. Control Z again. There we go. So grab it. See, there's a dot next to it. Means that that's what I'm messing around with. And move that to the line. And then I hit the up key, which takes me back to the beginning. I hit it twice. Press play. This is there a tarot reading from the Tarot of the Abyss by Anne Turian. It is for the first week of June 2025. It's 6 cards that are randomly pulled after shuffling with a blank There we go, perfect. So then I'm going to do File and then Save. Boom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you see this red line across here? That is the machine being a little confused. It's like it's understood that I put stuff all over the place, but it doesn't really know what's going on. In fact, I'm going to do Control End. Control End, please. Okay. Now I'm going to highlight because you see I need a gold box around it. So Control End. Oh, Function End. So my bad. There we go. So where is the heat end? I don't rightly know. Where's heat end? Okay, so let's have a look if I put it anywhere else. No, it doesn't look like it. So intro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So heat end doesn't exist anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and put heat end on the end. Boink. And I'm going to zoom in on it. Nim 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 nim. Yeah, I said grab hold of it. This bloody mouse pad is really annoying. Okay, so where's heat end gone? Heat end, there we go, there's heat end. Then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and heat end, right click please. I said okay, select a right click, speed and duration. It defaults to 7, so I'm going to go ahead and change it to 0. I'm going to say 0.3, why not? Boom, boom. There we go. Ripple, edit, and shifting is allowed, and then I'm going to OK it. Boom. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back a bit on this. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is zoom out. There must be a way. I'm going to find out after this. There must be a shortcut to do this. So I'm going to hit. Oh, hang on. Shut up.
The very people you need to rely on to get the job done.
Then what? 2, 3. Okay, so there we go. So gonna point. There we go. I'm gonna have a right at the beginning here, doink, and the right here, doink, and I'm gonna grab this. You see it's got a white dot next to it. Then drag it down to 0, and then go back to where I was.
People you need to rely on to get the job done.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something as well because it's a bit too abrupt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of this. I'm going to move it about a bit. Zoink. About there I think it is. This I'm going to extend. In fact, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. Where's the? There it is. I'm going to do the pen. No, hang on. No, I can do that later. Okay. I'm going to move this up to here. Meow meow meow. Okay. Mute. Hello. Thank you much. This mouse pad is really in my head. Come on, grab hold of it then, you silly. Why not? Okay, select. Okay, select. Grab hold. Move. There we go. Good stuff. Then I'm going to go pen. Pen tool. Where are we? There we go. And then I'm going to go up key. Oh, down. Okay, hang on. So I'm selecting everything now. Down key, up key. Sorry, my bad. I keep getting this mixed up. At that point, I'm going to put a dot, and then I'm going to go down key, and I'm going to put a dot, and then I'm going to grab hold of it, and I'll put it into 0. And then I'm going to go back a bit, and that's up here.
You need to rely on to get the job done.
There we go. And then he didn't. And then here, I'm going to put a pen, and then a pen at the end. Then grab hold of it and then pull it down to the bottom so I've got a nice fade, and go back to here again, listen to it,
people you need to rely on to get the job done,
and fade, pause, fade up to heat-dent, and fade out heat-dent. Perfect. So there we go. So that's it. So I'm going to do file, save project. There we go, that's done. Then what I'm going to do is sequence, and I'm going to do render entire work area, because what this does is it's like, for instance, if you, oh man, it's hard to explain. I don't know, cooking. So you're making yourself a dish, so you chop all this stuff up, and now it's all over the place because you put it in little bowls and everywhere. Now what you got to do is put it all in the same pan and then put it in the oven. So rendering does that. It goes through. Oh, you see now it's got a green line over the top, because it looks for everything and says, hey, I understand you're a JPEG. I'm going to kind of, you know, put you in my little translation. I understand you're a audio file, a WAV file, or an MP3. I'm going to put you in my translation. So it makes it so everything, instead of being a collection of bits, it's still a collection of bits, but instead of in its mind, it's now one unit. So I'm going to go ahead and file and save it. Doink. There we go. Then I'm going to export it. File, and then I'm going to hit export. Media. Now I'm going to take it to YouTube. Now YouTube likes H.264. All these are compression formats, because when you're recording something, it's huge, especially in video. It's massive. So what you need to do is you need to compress it. So for instance, when you're putting it on YouTube, it doesn't take days to transfer the information there, and it also doesn't fill up huge computers. So H.264 is kind of almost like an industry standard. So I'll do that. And then NTSC, which is the American form of, I've forgotten what, Jesus, of television broadcasting bollocks. Now I want to see if I can change this. There we go, sequence 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a weekly tarot read. This is in pictures, isn't it? Do weekly tarot read, and then tune this one. What? Okay, I'm going to go back. What's this about? June week tarot 1. Why has it got... I'll just save it as here. Okay, so I'll do video file. It's saving as an MP4. That's good. And what I'll save this as is tarot read master June week 1. There we go. I did the June thing as well. Muad'Dib. And then we save. And then go boom, boom, boom. And then we hear export. And it goes ahead and encodes it. This takes a while. So yeah, this is how I do it, and I like it. It's meditative, and it's like it takes a long time. There's a lot of things to do, but and again, this is going to be an 8-minute production, and it's not very professional, and but it's not AI, and AI makes you lazy, and it's stupid, and people don't realize. It's like, for instance, when you do the AI overview, when you're looking at when looking for something on Google, that's stealing people's work. I looked up something, I forgot what it was, and it gave this whole thing, and then what I did is I put -AI and redid the search, and about the 5th thing that came in was this guy, word for word, what AI overview had done. So it's stealing other people's stuff, and because now it's AI overview, people look at that and they don't go to the guy's website, the person's website, so you don't see what they've actually done. So you can't take credit for it, and then for instance, oh, it's Mr. Joe Smith. He's very interesting in what he does, and then you find out who he is, and then you follow him. That by the AI overview stops you from doing that. It just steals people's work. It's not good in the slightest, and that there's no way of getting rid of it. I mean, you can put -AI before after a search, or you swear words as well, because it doesn't like swear words. But it's not right. The whole thing is Nazism. Sorry to say that, but so anyway. So I've exported that. So I'm just going to minimize this. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to minimize this. There we go. I'm going to go to this one, GoogieTube. I'm going to go to create, upload video. Zoink. I'm going to go select file, and then I'm going to go to pictures, and then I'm going to go to weekly tarot read, and I'm going to go to, hang on, where is it? Ooh, tarot week 4, right? Hang on, where'd it go? Cancel, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Doink. Tarot red. Okay, there we go. So there it is. So I'm going to open this and then doink. zoink, and it's doing that, and then we do blah blah blah, and then I'm going to change that to read, boink, and I'm going to do deck, tarot of the abyss by an Tourian, Turian. That should be capitalized. Do some. And then what else do? We do I'm not going to write the cards. I'm not write the cards, whatever. Should I? No, I can't be bothered to tell the truth. Deck 6 card pull after shuffling with empty mind. There we go, boom boom, there we go. And I know I can put tons of stuff in there for people to grab hold of, but I really can't be bothered to tell the truth. A thumbnail. Yeah, why not do that? An upload file. Tarot the Bisco. Boom, there we go. Then open. That's nice. I forgot that. Playlists. I should have daily tarot reading. I'm going to change that to weekly tarot reading, I think. There we go. Done. Dum dum dum. Audience. No, it's not for children. It's yeah, I don't swear, so it could be, but I'd rather do that. Next, then next, then next. Then it's public. And then it's not scheduled or anything like that. And then publish. Boom. And there we go. And the standard blah blah blah. It needs to be finished like that before you're there. So that's it. So that's how I do a this kind of video anyway. I know there's millions of ways of doing it, and I can do it easier and stuff like that. But again, this is about the 3rd time I've used Adobe Premiere, and the only reason I've got the hang of it is because I've done stuff with Photoshop. Not very professional or anything like that, but I've learned about Photoshop, which gives you the mindset of what Premiere is actually doing. So that's that. Now go back to here, and it's still recording. Yay, fantastic. And this has been, how long has it been? There must be a duration thing. 2 hours. This has been 2 hours. So I'll see if I can put this on YouTube. Okay, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.